Hello, everybody. So I'm just continuing on with some information about HC, just some different tips that are coming to me. I'm in my first week of phase 3, and um, so this one is going to be about George Foreman, the George Foreman Grill, the HCG Weight Loss Cure Guide, measuring shots out for the end of phase 2, final last injection weight, and HCG still being in the system during phase 3. So, so the first thing, George Foreman grill, I bought a super cheap one at Target, and um, I'm glad I did. It's definitely worth it. It was like 18 bucks or 15 bucks. It was on sale, and everybody was talking about it on the websites and things, so I got like the cheapest one just to see what they were talking about. And it's hard to clean. Mine is so cheap, the grills don't come off. The temperature is not adjustable, but I'm okay with it actually. I've done chicken on it and steak and shrimp, and I'm fine with it. It's sears the food, which I really like. And I've had a hard time getting a sear in a frying pan. A frying pan that I find fairly easy to clean. So the George Foreman grill, at least I get a sear. It's harder to clean, but I don't know. Maybe I'll never be happy, but it drains all of the fat and oil off. One thing I noticed with the grass-fed beef, though, is that it gets very tough in the George Foreman, just because it doesn't have enough juice and fat. It doesn't keep the juice in, and with the grass-fed, I think it really needs to have its own juice because otherwise it's just rubbery. And I clean it with baking soda and vinegar, and I turn the head of it upside down, so I let them soak, and then I can get a grip against the top griddle and clean it like that. So that was good when I did that. It made it easier to clean. I just clean it with my fingers. Um, yeah, okay. And then I found this other book, which I haven't heard at all about online, and to me, it's just much. Okay, so Weight Loss Apocalypse has three things that I think are really big, and I definitely think somebody should check the book out, but I would suggest just getting it from the library, reading it, and putting it back. Um, and that is the hunger scale, the eating to hunger, and what that's about, and the section chapter 14 or whatever about the hormone research that she did on leptin and hunger and all of that. And so, yeah, and then be done with that. And then there's this other book. It's called the HCG Weight Loss Cure Guide. And I got that from my Inner Loan library. And this book is much less um, biased and just a straightforward guide on HCG. And in the back of the book is a reprint of pounds and inches, which is just perfect. And at the front, there's all these foods, and then there's all these different tips about the different phases, and it's just perfect. Um, yeah. So that book, I wanted to put 5 stars out for that. I had this issue at the end where I was coming up on the end of my HCG vial. I had a little vial filled with HCG liquid, and I didn't know how much really I had left, and I wanted to make sure that I had my last appointment for phase 3, because my naturopath didn't want to meet with me and talk about all the food that I was going to eat for phase 3 until like the last week. So I wasn't thinking a lot about food. I was focused more on phase 2. And I needed to make that appointment in time, and I needed to know how much HCG I had left. And I was really worried about it because I didn't want to run out of HCG and not be prepared for phase 3. So I had this brilliant suggestion from the nurse at my naturopathic office, which was to pre-fill the syringes So I just wanted to put that out there that I did that. Now, they recommended only doing that a week in advance, and so that's what I did. I only did 6 or 7 of them, but that's all I had left anyway. So I pre-filled those syringes, and I knew how much I had left, um, how many days I had left, and that was just great. So I wanted to let people know about that. So the final LIW, this idea that's from pounds and inches, the last injection weight, um, is so you inject and then the day goes by and then you have the second day where you only eat the 500 calories but you don't inject, and then the third day where you don't inject and you eat 500 calories, and then the day after that is the first day of phase 3. So the last injection day is often thought of as, okay, that's the weight that I'm going to judge my weight loss against during phase 3. And there's a rationale behind that I don't completely get, and I think it's not that I haven't even tried to get it. So I'm just saying I'm not clear on that, and I just wanted to let you know that my naturopath is not having me go off of that last injection weight. She's just having me use the weight of the day before. So, yeah. And I'll just say what the facts are. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but the facts are that the last injection weight was, a certain number, and then the next day, I believe it went down, and then the next day, I believe it was maybe the same. And then the first day of phase 2 or phase 3, um, I think it was the same, and it's been the same for about 4 days, and then it went down today, zero point 0.8 pounds, which is a lot. So I'm just going off of the day before, and I'm just noting that I ate a certain food that day, and then making my call based on whether or not I'm going to eat that food again based on the day before. So if I had a weight gain. Yeah, so I just wanted to tell you that, and it's fine. I'm fine. HCG still in the system. I had this assumption or this feeling that I still had HCG in my system. I still feel like I have it in my system because I'm not hungry. And, I don't know. Maybe my body has changed and that's now my new state. I don't know. They say it's out of your system in 3 days. HCG Chica, she said that she felt her body was sensitive to fats in the first week of phase 3, but she doesn't know. It's been a little because I did the phase 2 for 2 months. I'm still wearing gloves when I wash dishes, and I'm still brushing my teeth with baking soda, and I don't know. I haven't really switched back into, and there's a part of me that feels like I don't want to until I feel like I'm hungry again, or until I feel like at least a week in, I just don't want to change back. And I don't know. Maybe it is that for sure it's out of my system, no problem, no question about it. Statistically, they've proven it, or I don't know. But it feels to me like it may not be, and I don't want to touch oil a lot or do a lot of oil. I know I'm really oil sensitive. I know that. So yeah, so those are some additional tips, and I hope that helps you, and don't stop HCG. It's fantastic.